like they could take more online classes as well, things like that. All right, so you never got into commercial real estate?
Not yet. I've
not yet. I've not heard this yet.
I have been thinking about that a lot lately. I'm looking for a big deal, and I don't know what a big deal is, but I'm looking for something big.
You'll know it when you see it.
Right.
Are you looking at building something from the ground up or something that's already existing?
I thought of that. I just don't think I want to deal with that. I thought of building houses for a while, but I just don't want to deal with that either.
I don't think you should build houses.
That's I know some guys that are pretty successful doing that, but I thought, I'm pretty good at what I do.
If anything, I would say the idea I've had is I would like to get maybe like 10 acres and develop like a whole industrial park, maybe an apartment complex, maybe a strip mall, and kind of multifaceted type of thing. Maybe, if it has good street frontage, put a couple of fast food restaurants on the street, something like that.
That's an interesting way to go. That would be really. Have you looked at any possible spots?
I have. But, I'm probably 2-3 years away from that. I mean, even this property that I bought here, I have a lot to do here. As
one thing that I have told some of the guys that I talk to, real estate guys like you, I'm in a different place than a lot of people. A lot of these guys are hard charging, whatever. I've sort of kicked back a little bit. I still want to buy them, but I just not as gung-ho as I was.
Yeah.
Not as just, I don't know. It's not complacency. It's just I'm happy where I'm at. So some people want 1 million houses. Some people want X number of houses, and I don't know. But I still want a big deal though.
Yeah. What is that big deal?
I don't know. Maybe an apartment complex.
Is that make you nervous? Like a big complex?
No.
Would you want it here, or would you?
That's
want
the other
else?
thing. I want my stuff close by, so that limits what we
have.
have.
I've been looking. I've been wanting to do. Man, Sherman's blowing up.
Yes, it has.
Somebody I was told by 2 different people that there's developers that bought enough land to build 20,000 houses in Sherman.
Golly. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And it's booming right now. And you can still find deals there. So
you can find deals anywhere if you just look hard enough.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Have you been out to Sherman?
Not in many, many, many years. I bet I wouldn't even recognize.
You should take a drive. It's interesting. I was surprised.
Have you met investors out there?
I have not. I'm not. I've been trying to get on the maintenance side, and we do renovations. I've been trying to get investors to go out there because I'm like, I know Wichita Falls is, in a lot of ways dried up in the sense that there's not a lot of out there, and there's a lot of investors competing for minimal resources.
We are inundated with investors here, but it has slowed down.
But I told him, I was like, go out there. We'll go out there. We'll renovate the house out there. I know it's an hour and a half away, hour 45 minutes. That's fine. But there's deals out there, and a lot of them.
That may be something I may peek into.
You should.
But like here, have you noticed you're not getting mail as much? You were getting mail, weren't you, from investors looking for stuff?
No.
I was getting.
I get email all the time.
That has actually stopped.
Yeah.
The texts have stopped. The calls have stopped. I was just getting cold called. Yeah. Asking me what I wanted to sell and stuff.
I actually think I have a buyer for the one I'm doing right now, and I haven't listed it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But I think you can. And speaking to that, you don't use real estate agents typically, right?
I do. Like I have
sell?
I have my Wilson listed right now. My first one I ever bought, and I have it listed with a realtor.
And do you negotiate those rates?
Of course.
That is key, right?
Of course.
Everything's in negotiation.
I've told people before, everything is negotiable. Yeah. Real estate. Everything.
Sure. I've done like 3 jobs for you, and you've negotiated every single time with me.
That's what you do, though.
Yeah,
it's not, and everybody does.
Yeah. And you shouldn't get offended by that.
Oh, they do sometimes, which you've found out. Yeah. I'm sure you have too.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. We have a different mindset.
Like I've taught my kids, one of the things I taught my kids, we would go to garage sales, I'd say, do not pay asking price. Just walk away. It's okay.
It is.
They have my wife, she can't do it. She cannot do it.
Some people can't.
Yeah.
Some people can't do it.
What my wife does now, we'll go to garage sales. She'll walk around everything and look at everything that she wants, and she'll go, "All right, this is what I want. Go make a deal."
That is hilarious. Yeah. Some people just aren't geared like that.
Sure.
I
think that's something that could be trained into.
That goes back to when I was still at Howmet, which was really interesting. I would have these guys come down that had degrees and this and that, and they were just fascinated by what I did.
Yeah.
And they would come ask me, and it always came back to, what if they hadn't paid you and the houses and the rent's due? The house payment's due. I'm like, so what? You pay it. They just couldn't. They didn't have that. They were risk adverse.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like that. People are scared of debt.
Well,
Which debt is whatever, but there's good debt. And
I think everybody is risk adverse to some degree. It's just like I have no problem with risk, but I'm going to mitigate what risk it is.
Correct.
You know, like I'm leery of the stock market right now because it's super high.
I am too.
And everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it's just going to go higher because what else can you invest your money in?" I'm like, okay, I get that, but I'm just nervous of it. And so I think it really depends. For some reason, I like things I can hold or like I
tangible, something
tangible.
Your real estate is tangible.
Yeah, I don't go on an account and it's just gone in an hour.
I've seen that when I was still at Howmet when we had the 2008 downturn.
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly, my 401 vanished.
Yeah,
it did come back, but I understand that.
Well, especially that because I remember people